Hello. Good to see everybody. Welcome. The workshop is here. You're all flowing in. I'm going to give you a second. I want to say hi to everyone. So there is a chat. I want you all to open the chat because this is going to be interactive. I told you all this is going to be fun. This is going to be a party. So open up your chat boxes because I want to see who's here. I want to hear what your name is. I want to hear where you are tuning in from. And I want you to share one intention that you have for watching this workshop, like one thing you would love to take away from it. And that is one of the things with money manifestation I'm going to be teaching you about is deciding what you want your end result to be, what you want to get out of it. Decide ahead of time. Put it into the Q&A box because I totally want to hear. Hi, Courtney. Chino, California. I love it. It's so good to see you. Norella's here from Australia. Yes, money, money, money. I love it. Hi, Robin from Naples. Nikki from the UK. Oh my gosh. Lisa from Canada, from Ontario. We've got Morgan from France. I love this. Oh my goodness. It's so fun. This is like, we're all over the world here. MJ from Pasadena. We're super close. I was just in Pasadena over the weekend on my little retreat. Lisa's here from Toronto. Christopher. Jordana. Hi, Jordana from Canada. We've got Amy. We've got Lori from Australia, Baltimore. Linda from Atlanta. Holy cow. Hi, Mindy from Utah. Jen from Austin. Okay. So fun seeing all of you. I love the intentions that you're putting in. Courtney says $500,000 in my business. I am going to teach you how to manifest that $500,000. So awesome. So I want you all to be thinking about, like, what do you want, right? From this workshop, what would you like to gain? What would you like to take away? What's your intention for being here? Obviously, you want to learn how to manifest money, and that's what I'm going to teach you today. And I want to tell you, my intention is really to help you see that making money is a lot easier than you probably think it is, right? Making money isn't hard unless you decide to think it's hard. We know how manifestation works. What we think is what we create, right? So I want to show you how easy it is to manifest money. I want to show you that money is fun. Money is abundant. It's playful, right? It's not this like weighed down thing that's hard to get, that takes a lot of effort, that makes you exhausted in order to get it, right? You don't have to be someone you're not in order to make money. In fact, when we're manifesting money, the more us we are, the more money we're going to make. You don't have to be someone else. So that is my intention. It's just to show you how much fun creating money can be and how it can be kind of like a game. And I'm going to show you a different way to create money and a different way to do business, right? Because the way that I've approached business has been very different from a lot of others, right? We all find our own way. I remember I was writing into a coach of mine this year and she said, "What's your business plan?" And I said, "Manifestation." I'm like, I literally manifest business because it's just what I love. It's what lights me up. I'm a very spiritual person and I love manifestation. And that's why I want to teach you more about it. And here's the thing with manifestation. It doesn't matter if you're religious, if you're not religious, if you believe in God, if you don't, it really doesn't matter. You can add manifestation on to anything in your life, any belief systems that you have, you can bring manifestation in. And it's not this weird woo-woo out there thing. It's literally just how the universe works. It's no different than like there is gravity in the universe and it holds people down, right? Manifestation is the same way. So we will get started. Perfect. Glad you can all see me and hear me okay. And I'm going to keep my chat box open. So if you have any questions as I go, or I might ask you questions, go ahead and pop those in there. All right. So let's talk about you. I want to share you are in the right place if you are somebody who has struggled with money in the past, Or maybe you're somebody who's made money, but you still have a scarcity mindset, right? It's almost like no matter how much you make, it almost feels like it's never enough. You never quite feel abundant. You always feel scarce or worried that you're going to lose it, right? So that's definitely something that we want to address. So that's amazing. If you're here, that is perfect. And if you're someone who's like, I don't know how to create money, I can't get past this certain number, or I can't even believe that it's possible to get to this number, you're in the right place too. Or if you're someone who is like me, who believed that making lots of money means I have to put a ton of effort and a ton of work in, and it's like effort equals money, right? You're in the right place, because I'm going to break all of these misbeliefs for you today. Also, if you're someone who believes that you have to be a certain way to make a lot of money, right? I used to think, oh my gosh, I need to be like super smart. I need to get really high test scores and get into a really good college and get an amazing corporate job in order to make a lot of money. BS. You don't have to be smart. I'm not smart. I'm not detail oriented. Okay. Like seriously, give me a test. I will probably get a C on it. So it doesn't matter how smart, it doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter who you are, what you've achieved in the past. If you are here, you can manifest any amount of money you want. And I'm going to show you how. Okay. So let me start off by introducing myself. For those of you who are new to me, I'm Jamie Berman, and I am both a master certified life coach through the Life Coach School. I do a lot of fun things there. So I teach in their certification program, which I know a lot of you have probably met me through. And then I also have my own business where I help coaches make money with ease and grace and really let go of their misbeliefs around it. I also have a background in spiritual psychology. So that's what kind of makes me unique, is that I've studied spiritual psychology for years before before I was a certified coach. So I bring my background in that, and I bring my coaching tools together, and magic happens. So I'm going to show you that combination today. And what I want to show you is really my money journey. So let me tell you that even before I started out as a coach, I had so much scarcity. I had so much drama around money. It's just what I was conditioned to believe, like so many of us, in fact, most of us, right, have these conditioned thoughts like money is hard to get, money doesn't grow on trees, it takes a lot of work, you have to be smart, right? So we have all these beliefs about what it takes to get money. And of course, if that's what we believe, that's what we're going to create. So I struggled with money for most of my life. In fact, up until I was 30, and I'd been working since I was 11 years old, right? I got my first job at 11. Probably before that, I started babysitting, but I worked my booty off nonstop. Like I'm talking, always had 2 jobs at a time or more. And the most I ever made by the time I was 30 was $30,000, right? And that was me working like crazy, like putting my all into things. And I just thought there was something wrong with me, that I couldn't get past it. Well, that's when I started my coaching journey. So I want to walk you through what my coaching journey looked like in terms of money and what shifts I made that made the biggest difference. So here's my money journey. Year 1 as a coach, I told you before this, I had made like 30,000, and that was working retail and having my own makeup business where I was a freelance makeup artist. And then I got into coaching, right? And I loved coaching. I knew it was for me. It just so resonated with me. So, sorry, something fell. So I got into coaching. I loved it so much, but I just had so much unworthiness stuff come up, right? So the first year was really, the theme of the year was probably unworthy. And of course, with that, I made $7,000. I was not practicing my manifestation tools when it came to money. I was not doing my money work this year. Year 2, I made 14,000. And the theme of that year was frustration, right? I was just frustrated. I was like, why am I not making money? I'm putting all of this effort in and nothing's happening and I'm not signing clients. Year 3 is when this is the year that I got certified at the Life Coach School, and I learned the tools. So I learned what I have to do to create a business. But the theme of that year was hustle. So while I hustled and I did all the things and I followed all the rules the way that I thought I should do it, and I ran the ads and did the funnels and learned sales, and I'm so grateful I did because I have a beautiful foundation now that I can just pull from, I really wasn't aligned with my business, right? I was in hustle mode. So by that end of the year, I had made 100K, but I was like, this isn't worth it. I am exhausted and this isn't fun. And the reason that I got into coaching is because I wanted to have this freedom, right? So that was the year that I decided I got to do this a different way, right? I was like, it's not worth it. So I'm going to make this money with ease, or I'm not going to make it at all. So I reset another 100K goal, and I decided that the feeling I was going to do it with was ease. And I was going to drop all the rules. I was going to really tune in and practice the spiritual practices that I love and know, and just, the manifestation practices. And I just decided to start leaning on manifestation. And what happened? I worked about 1/4 of the time, and I made $145,000 with ease. Completely different way. And that's when the manifestation journey started. Now this year, after that, I'm like, if I can make money with these, let's do 500. So I decided that I was going to make $500,000 this year. And of course, this year, my theme is fun. It's like, everything's just fun. I'm working with super fun clients. I'm only offering super fun programs. I'm doing the things that are most fun for me. And guess what? The money just flows. So I want you to think about that, right? So the feelings, notice how the more negative the feelings are, the less money I made. The more I tried to push myself, the less money I made. The more I let it be fun and easeful, the more I made with grace and ease. So that is just something to think about, right? Because it can be the same for you. And I want to shortcut this process for you so that you don't have 3 years of unworthiness, frustration, and hustle before you start making money as a coach. All right. So let's talk about the money manifestation secrets. Money manifestation secret number 1 is focus on the end result. This is everything, right? So what I'm sharing today are really the 5 secrets and the 5 practices that I do consistently and that I teach my clients about. This is how I teach my clients to run their business, to make money, and guess what? They do it. I have a client, Greta, who's probably on here, who started focusing on the end result of what she wanted to create, and she brought in $28,000 in 1 month. Right? And she's a new coach, her first year coaching. She brought in $28,000. She manifested it from all over the place, random places, right? So we got to focus on the end result. What is it that we really want, right? So many people don't even decide this. They're just like, I want things, right? But you got to get specific to know where you're going, right? So I love what Jack Canfield says. He says, specific goals equal specific results. Vague goals equal vague results. You actually have to get specific in terms of what you want, and especially when it comes to money. I know so many people are just afraid of setting a money goal, especially a big money goal, because they're afraid they won't be able to hit it. Is that a reason not to set one? No, because you definitely won't hit it if you don't set one. So you have to decide, what is your end result? By the end of the year, what are you going to be looking at in your account balance? And then you want to go to what it feels like when it's done, right? So like I had shared, I set my 500K goal this January 1st, which felt like a huge stretch for me from 145. Like I did not know how I was going to do it, but it's happening, right? But what I did was I focused on the end result. So I went to, okay, how am I going to know I made $500,000, right? So you're going to put yourself in that place of how you're going to know it's done and really visualize it. So I put myself in that place. I'm like, oh yeah, my accountant is going to send me, the spreadsheet, and my accountant's going to be like, hey, here, you hit 500,000 and you're going to see that number on your spreadsheet. Right? So that's how I'm going to know it happened. And then you want to get even more specific, right? On that end result, once you're there, what are you going to be doing? Once you see that you've hit it, who's the first person you're going to go tell? So I pictured myself going and telling Josh I did it, and seeing Josh calling his parents, because he always likes to call his parents and celebrate all of my wins, which is so sweet. So you want to really put yourself in the end result and focus on the end result. And you focus on like, what do I need to do to get there? Because here's what's going to happen when you focus on the end result, right? There is something that happens in the brain. You can look it up, the power of visualization, right? There's like studies on this. Athletes do it. There is something where the brain is like a GPS, right? So like your brain and the universe and everything else that's around us, right? It starts aligning like the right circumstances to get you there. And that's just what happens. Do I know how? Not really, but all I know is it works. It works for me. It works for my clients. My clients are making all kinds of money doing this. So it works. Number one, focus on the end result. So I want you all to be thinking about, hi, Greta, that's you I'm talking about. I want you to be thinking about what's the end result you want to manifest. You have to decide this in order to manifest. So put it into the Q&A if you want, right? Money manifestation secret number 2. This is huge, you all. You gotta let go of the how. You have to let go of thinking you need to know how you're gonna get there. So you decided on your end result, and it might be a big goal. I encourage you to stretch yourself, right? Stretch yourself, like just go after what it is you really want. And then let go of how you think you need to get there. Because here's the thing. If you are growing and doing something you've never done, manifesting X amount of money, something you've never done, explain to me how you could ever know how. You can't. You've never done it before. So if you think you need to know how in order to get there, you're only going to grow like incrementally. Right? Like I was telling my client that this week. I was like, yeah, you can plan out the whole year and think that you have to know how to become this, $1 million earner, but you couldn't possibly know how. Why not let the universe surprise you? And when you get stuck in the how, what we do is we block inspiration, we block our intuition, and our intuition is always going to guide us to the path of least resistance there, the easiest way to get there. So if we think we know how and we start fighting our way there, we're not going to grow exponentially. So that's why it's so important that you let go of thinking you need to know how. You don't. And it's just something to remind yourself of often. I don't have to know the how, right? Because your brain's going to go there. Mine does it, right? It's just how the brain is conditioned. It's like, wait a minute, that is freaky. We've never done it before. We're probably going to fail. Oh no, we need to figure out a plan. No. All you need to do is move in the direction of your dreams. Take action in that direction. So start planting seeds, take courageous action. If you get inspired, if you get an idea, act on it, right? But don't attach that idea is going to be the how. It very much could be, but we don't know for sure that it is, right? So just take action every day in that direction, right? But drop thinking that you need to know how. Another thing for all y'all coaches that I want to encourage is to stop attaching that the way that you're going to make money as a coach is like this specific consult or this specific client. The way I like to think about money is money just comes from the universe. I don't know where it's going to come from. Maybe it's going to be that client, maybe from that consult. I don't know. We'll see, right? And that way, when I show up on consults, I can just show up and serve like crazy so I'm not attached if they sign or not. I just want to like help them and see if I'm the right coach for them, right? So if you drop the how, you just show up in service and you just show up taking action, but in a much less attached way. And let me tell you, magic happens. So I'm going to quickly share a little story of how I dropped the how that third year of coaching whenever I was doing the 100K with ease that I ended up making 145,000 with ease. That year, I was doing so much less marketing. I was barely even doing marketing. I was just getting an alignment. I was recalibrating, making sure that I was aligned with my business, that I was doing it with fun. And of course, I was putting my all into everything that I did do. What happened was I had signed a coach and I couldn't have ever known that this would be how I would make so much money. I didn't sign a coach. I signed up with a coach who like offered me the opportunity to like be a contract coach, which I never thought about. It wasn't even something that I was like, striving to be. Like I didn't even have that in my vision board at all, right? Offered me an opportunity. I brought in $80,000 that year as a contract coach, working a couple hours a week. Like craziness, right? I had no idea that was going to be the how, but what I did was I just let go. I let go and I believed it was happening. I saw that 100K. I talked about it as if it was happening, let go of the how and let the universe bring in the opportunities. And I said yes courageously to things. So that is number 2, let go of the how. All right, Kathleen, I love how specific your goal is. 10 clients who paid me $3,500 each for 6 months of coaching by December 31st. That's $35,000. That is an end result, right? So you got to feel what it would feel like to have $35,000 and see that on your spreadsheet. If that's what you brought in this year from coaching, focus so much on that versus like how you need to get those clients. If you focus on that and drop the how, the inspiration is going to start coming in and you just start acting on it. Okay, money manifestation secret. Number 3, become, right? So I love this quote by Michael Beckwith. He says it best. He says, you cannot have anything you aren't willing to become. Oh my gosh, so good. You have to become, Kathleen, the $35,000 earner, right? I had to become the $500,000 earner. Before that, I had to become the $100,000 earner. And let me tell you what I did. I wrote down every day, 365 days in a row. My first year making $100,000, I'm a $100,000 earner. Every day, like that's commitment, right? I like identified as it. I was becoming that. I would have a day, it was like maybe on a Friday where I was tired and I wanted to take off. Maybe I didn't have any clients, but I wanted to get a video out or something. I would ask myself almost every day, what would my 100K self do? How would they do this? How would they show up today? How would they dress, right? Like I started dressing up every day because I was like, my 100K self is dressed up every day. Had my makeup, hair, it didn't matter if I had clients or not. Monday through Friday, I was in one of my many red jumpsuits. And I was showing up like a 100K earner. Now I'm showing up like a 500K earner. I have to ask myself that question all the time. What does a 500K earner do? They hire a team, they delegate, right? So it's different. So you have to become that. So asking yourself that question, what would whatever your end result is, that version of myself do or be here? You have to take on the consciousness of that version of you. So get to know them really well. Think of them all the time. Picture them all the time, right? I have a vision board. So I know what my 500K self looks like, feels like. I'm already her. Like I identify as her. That's why I'm bringing in, more than that each month. So like in terms of like, if you break it down by year, it's already happening. I'm already a 500K earner. And you'll see if you're going for 100K, you have to become the 100K earner. And suddenly you'll start bringing in those 8K months. So you gotta become it. What would that version of me? This is why you have to know what the end result is so that you can become that end result. Like you can start taking on the consciousness of that, thinking about how do they think? How would they feel about this? How would they make the decision? Would they invest in this program or not? Would they do this or not? Would they take the vacation or not? How would they dress? Like think about it all the time. And before you know it, you're them. So this is so big. All right. Let me know if you all have any questions too. I would love to answer them. All right. Manifestation secret number 4, reprogram your beliefs. You have to reprogram your beliefs in order to become, right? So that's almost part of becoming. Like you have to become the version of you that has the thing. Like what is their thought process? How do they feel, right? So we have to reprogram a lot of beliefs. And when it comes to manifesting money, You got to dig in there and look at what your beliefs are about money, right? Because if you just keep your old limiting money beliefs that you really don't even realize are in there, or if you're like, yeah, I think I got some scarcity in there, if you keep that and you don't examine it and question it and shift it, you're not going to make money. You're not going to be able to bring it in because we can only manifest what we believe. So if you believe money is hard, it's going to be hard to make it, right? So you have to keep working on getting to the place where money is easy, money is abundant, money is fun, right? So you've got to reprogram these. This is why the number one investment I've made in my business is coaching. If you look at all my expenses, the highest expense every year has been my own coach/coaches. Right now I have 3 of them, right? I have my main life coach, I have my emotional life coach, and I have a diversity and allyship coach, right? So I'm always working with coaches, like shifting the way that I'm thinking about all these things in my life, my business, money. Still, you have to continue the work as you grow too. It's not like you ever stop, right? So if you want to grow and become someone who has that result, you have to get your belief system in alignment with it. And when it comes to money, I want you to think about money like this, okay? Think about it like this. Here's you and here's money. Let's pretend money's a person. It's an entity. What is your relationship with this person or entity or energy called money? If you were to get really curious, is it like an amazing relationship, like one that you want to be with all the time, that you just love and take care of? Or would you say it's a little more scarce, negative, right? What do you think? Right? Are you thinking things like, it's so hard, there's never enough, it's only for lucky people, it's only for smart people, I hate money, it's the root of all evil? If you're thinking things like that, or it's scarce, or I don't want to take it from others, like that's one. If you're thinking, I don't want to take this from others, would you think about that in terms of like you dating? Oh, I don't want to date because I don't want to take another human from another human. No, right? You're not going to be attracting money to you, right? You're not at all. You're going to be actually doing the opposite and repelling it. So you have to work on your thoughts and your belief system and your relationship with money in order to attract it to you. Think of it like a human. Would this money human be attracted to you with the thoughts that you have? It's never enough. Do you think someone's going to want to come to you who you're thinking it's never enough? Like money is an energy. Now, here's what you can shift these to. You want to shift it to a relationship that's very loving and abundant so that money comes towards you instead of running away from you. So some of the thoughts that you want to reprogram, like I shared, you want to move into, I'm capable of it. I celebrate all of it, every single penny. Even if you get $2, you can celebrate it, right? Thinking it's fun. There's more where that came from. Every time that you pay for groceries or pay an unexpected bill, there's more where that came from. It's all good, right? There's a limitless supply, which there is, by the way. Do you know the government is printing money? I think they printed $3 trillion this year. They're always making money. There's a limitless supply. It just keeps being added. So why not claim it and enjoy it and have fun with it, right? The more I make, the more everyone makes. That's one of my favorite thoughts because it's so true. It's so true, especially when it comes to coaching, right? If you charge for your coaching and make money, you are going to offer your expertise. You're going to offer value that is going to help that human probably feel better, be different, think more of themselves, who know what it is, help their relationship with themselves, which is going to allow them to go out and be more abundant. The more I make, the more we all make. I also like to think of it like this. The more we make as coaches, right? If we make more money, we get to hire more people. We get a team, right? We get to pay for all these things that we want and spread that money out into the economy, right? We're able to get a trainer, we're able to get a housekeeper, we're also able to get a team of amazing people and pay them so generously and love on all of them. Like, I love having a team and I love being able to pay for those things. So the more I make, the more I get to be generous with my money. So the more I make, the more we all make. That's one of my favorite thoughts. So you just want to ask yourself, if money was a human, would I be repelling it or attracting it? Right? You want thoughts that are attracting money to you, and that's how you manifest it. All right, let's go. Actually, I'm going to answer, see if there's any questions, and then we'll go on to another one. Okay, so Robin says, question, I'm able to manifest things, house, cars, lost earrings, etc., but not consistent income. Thoughts? Okay, so first of all, Robin, one thing I want to share is that by manifesting things like houses and cars and lost earrings, I would think of, you could consider thinking of that as you're manifesting money. Because if you're manifesting that, it means that you're not spending more on a new pair of earrings. You're not spending more on a house or a house that has all these problems where you'd be putting out money, right? Or cars, same thing. Like if you manifested the perfect car, well, then you are actually saving money, right? Because you didn't get some crappy car that's breaking down with you're having to put a bunch of money into. So you are manifesting money, but it's not directly. So I would say that first. So you're really good at manifesting. The only thing that you need to do, Robin, is look at what are your thoughts about consistent income? What's different in the way that you think about manifesting a house versus money? There's one thing in the way, and that's a thought. It's one belief that you probably have about money that you're thinking differently about things. And you want to identify that because that's part of the reprogramming. That's the belief that you want to reprogram. It might be it's harder to manifest money, or I'm not capable of it, right? There's going to be some thought, money is harder to make. For some reason, I can't get it, right? So all of those are just thoughts. They're not observations. And they look like observations sometimes because what we think we create, so then we have evidence for it. But you have to rewrite your money story. You have to decide it's just as easy to manifest consistent income as it is to manifest a house. And you have to decide you're a person who has consistent income and start thinking that now, even before it happens, right? So don't look at your current circumstances and your current reality as a way of defining yourself. Define yourself ahead of time and just decide, I make consistent income, and that's that. Tell yourself that every day. I'm bringing in consistent income. It's easy. It's as easy as manifesting a house. I can do it. Money is no different than a home. Money is no different than a car or lost earrings, right? They're all the same. So start doing that work and you will see, you will manifest it. All right, let's go. And I'll answer more and more questions too afterwards. But I want to give you money manifestation secret number 5. Which is giving thanks in advance. All right. This is what if you study any of the amazing spiritual teachers, you will learn this lesson because they practice it and they teach it. So it's kind of crazy, right? Because like in the universe, right? Einstein taught us that time is relative. It's just that the humans, right? The way that we interpret time is like this one linear thing. So if you think about it, and this is like going way out there, but money, like whatever you decided your end result is already done in some universe, right? So you can give thanks in advance for it being done. And you've already felt the energy of it being done. So if you go to that end result, feeling that energy of it being done, and you give thanks in advance for it being done, like, thank you. Like when you do gratitude, don't just do gratitude for what you have right now that you're already grateful for. Mix in what you don't yet have, but's coming that you're grateful for. And I will tell you, I was talking to my husband about this because I was like, wait, how do I describe how this works? He's like, I don't know, but it just works because we both do this. And my husband manifested a record deal, an entire album. He's on Spotify doing it. Like he manifested this whole thing. It's amazing. So we both practice this together. And it's crazy. It just works. So you give thanks in advance and do this all the time. I do it even with little things. So you can do it with money. It's like, thank you for bringing in a dream client this month. I am so grateful, and really go to the place where it's happened and feel the gratitude in your body. I do it with little things. Like I did a little weekend retreat where I wanted to get a lot done and be productive, but I also wanted to have fun. So before the trip, on the way, like to my little retreat, I was giving thanks in advance. I was talking to my husband. I'm like, oh, I'm so grateful. That retreat was so rejuvenative. I got so much done. Like I got everything done that I wanted. And I'm so grateful that I had so much fun. I met up with my friend on Zoom. Like it was the best weekend ever. And I'm so grateful. And I was saying this on the way to it, right? So I'm giving thanks in advance for the end result that I want. And if you practice this all the time, I promise magic will start happening. All right, so I am going to take some questions. Okay, so let's see. Lana says, what about the fear of burnout as a result of manifesting more? So Lana, actually you have it backwards. Manifesting can't lead to burnout. What's going to lead to burnout is us like forcing ourselves to do things that we don't want to be doing. And it's going to be like if we're so focused on our action line. But if we're manifesting, we're actually getting into the energy of that thing in advance, right? We're going to the place where it's done. We're giving thanks. We're letting go of how we think it needs to happen. So if anything, manifestation is only going to give you more energy and inspiration and ideas, and it's going to light you up. So it's like an inside out approach. So whereas hustling is like, I want to create this thing, so let me go do all these things. These are all the actions that I have to take without ever thinking about the end result, feeling, in alignment at all, checking in with ourselves, right? Burnout is when we think that actions create results, which actions do, but they have to start with our thinking, right? So it has to start with alignment first, which is what happens when we focus on the end result and we get an alignment, we get really excited about what we're creating and we let go of the how. Then that's when the inspiration comes and we just act on that inspiration. And guess what? It happens. So you won't ever be burnt out from manifesting. Let's see. Okay, Anonymous says, I want to make more money selling jewelry and I'm just starting. I had the idea a few months ago. I feel like I have very few skills in that area and I'm starting out from scratch. Does what you're saying still apply? 1000%. It doesn't matter if you're starting out or you've been doing it for 10 years. This stuff works. I have brand new coaches doing it, creating money, right? Like I have coaches doing 10K months. I've had like many coaches were like, oh my gosh, I've already made $50,000 this year or $30,000 this year. And they're brand new. They're just practicing, focusing on the end result, letting go of the how. And of course, as I'm coaching them, I'm always bringing them back to this stuff. But yeah, it does not matter if you're new. I recommend starting with when you're new, because it's going to make your jewelry business just so much more aligned with you, right? It's going to be a creative process of creating it. So yeah, I definitely think so. And I know an amazing coach. If you want to work with a coach, she coaches jewelry designers. So reach out to me if you want her name. She works with me, so she knows this process. All right. So Brittany says, I've always believed you need to have $100,000 plus Instagram followers to be making $100 a year from online work. Okay, Brittany, you probably maybe learned this somewhere, right? But we have to like consider that like things that we hear out there or in programs are just thoughts. And if that thought doesn't serve you, you don't need to keep it, because that's 100% not the case, because I definitely don't have 100,000 Instagram followers. And, I've made 100K. I know so many of my clients have made 100K and some of them aren't even on Instagram. In fact, my coach isn't on Instagram and she's done over $1 million in a year. So that's just a thought that you're choosing to believe that may not be serving you. If you don't like it, you can let go of it, right? It's like, consider, what if that weren't true? What if there were another way? What if that was one way, but it doesn't have to be my way? Good question. Okay. So Lauren says, what if my coaching cost is more subscription like 350 at 6-month minimum is on 2,100. How do I get 8K months? Of course, you just do the math. Super easy. Just get more clients in there. That's how you do it. So for sure, you can totally get 8K. You just have to do the math. So it can work with any business model. It doesn't matter. Not only that, but just start seeing the end result that you want and then see what kind of inspiration comes through for you in terms of like, what should I do with my business? Do I want to keep it at this rate? Do I want to keep it membership? If so, what's the math? How can I manifest that amount of clients? How can I call that in? How can I see that end result, right? So that's all you have to do. Okay, mine is not trusting. I'm always double checking to make sure money is still there. Yeah, totally. So that's going to get in the way and it's going to block the flow of abundance because you're telling yourself money might not be there, right? I can't trust money. I can't trust it to stay. So you're always checking. And that's something that I would really practice. It's one of my favorite practices is disregard. Whenever the urge to go check it comes up, to have a thought, I'm practicing trust. I disregard. And don't keep going and checking, right? Because that what happens typically whenever we have these thought loops, like I need to check, I need to check, I need to make sure it's still there. What happens when we start looping is that the more we go check, the more we need to go check, the more the urge to go check. It's really no different than like the urge to eat something. The more we give into those urges, the more they will come up, the more we're going to tell our brain it's important and that we need to keep checking. So the work there is to stop, to tell yourself, I'm going to start trusting that it's there and I'm going to feel the anxiety of not checking, but I'm not going to do it because every time I go check, I'm telling the universe that I don't trust money. So that's my encouragement for that one. All right. What's the difference between faking it till you make it versus choosing a belief that you can believe now and working with that? So you can do both ways, Michael. That's a good question. So I've done both, right? So the difference, it's like kind of like if you're thinking of mantras or thought work, it's like, do you just pick a belief that you want to believe and keep practicing it? Or do you do bridge thoughts and ladder thoughts, like things that you actually believe? And I think the combination of both is really important. So for me, I always declare what I'm getting and I talk about it as if it's happening, even if I don't believe it. I act like as an actress, right? So the beginning of the year, I had this 500K goal, or even the years before, whenever I had a 100K goal, I would say, I'm making 100K. This year, I was like, I'm making 500. I just declare it. I never say, I hope I make 500. I tell the universe, no, I'm making $500,000 this year, even if I don't believe it yet. But the more you say it, your brain will start catching on, you'll start believing it, and then you'll start seeing the evidence of it. So you can do that. But also, if it feels way far-fetched, you might want to do a bridge thought. Like, I'm open to believing I can make 500, right? If it almost like brings up so much anxiety in you that you can't even go there, that's when like bridge thoughts can be helpful, or like inching your way to mantras that you believe. So, all right, y'all. So I want to tell you all about an amazing opportunity that I have for a select number of coaches real quick, and then I'll answer more of your questions. But I want to make sure to tell you about this because it's going to be amazing. And this is something like, if you're interested in money work and if you're a coach, this is something to really think about doing or applying for because it is awesome. It's going to be so much fun. It came in as an inspired idea and it's just lighting me up left and right. So I want to tell you about it because we're going to do a ton of money work in it. Exciting opportunity. And this one came in from a manifestation. Like, I manifested this idea and it is so right and it's so exciting and I already have people pouring in. So it is the Soulful Six-Figure Mastermind that I'm starting. Because basically I've been doing one-to-one coaching up until now. And I've been full for months and months and months. And I have such a big wait list that I decided that I'm going to create something for a group of women, group of coaches to come together, to make money together. I'm going to be mentoring you. I'm going to be teaching you this process and taking you through it in a 5-month time frame so that you can become a 100K coach. So I'm only taking 20 coaches this time because this is a pilot launch. So this is my first launch, but I wanted you all to be the first ones to know about it, to get the first opportunity to go and apply for it. So it's going to be 20 coaches. I did let some of my wait lists, the people who have been sitting on my wait list forever, I told them about it first. So I do have 7 who are already in there. So I actually have 13 spots left as of now. So what this is all about is learning to make $100,000 as a coach without hustling, without force, without scarcity, doing it with alignment, ease, abundance, and through manifestation, through the practices that I taught you today, right? Which is focusing on the end result, letting go of the how, right? And becoming the 100K coach. Reprogramming your thoughts. That's what we're going to be doing on the calls for 5 months straight, is reprogramming all your thoughts about yourself, your business, your belief in yourself as a coach, so that you can become a $100,000 earner that's in alignment, not one that's totally burnt out like I was year 3. So I want to teach you how to do it using this practice. It's completely different, right? But it is so much fun. So it's going to be a super fun, high energy group. We're going to make money, have a greater impact, and do it with soul, right? Do it being connected with yourself and your vision and how you want to do business, not how you think you have to, but how you want to. So this opportunity, you can go and apply at jamieberman.com/mastermind if you are interested, and you can ask me any questions that you want, but I'll just give you a couple of the details. It goes from July through December. We have like a half-day retreat kickoff in July, and then we do weekly group coaching and mentorship calls every week for 75 minutes. So if you want to be one of these 20 coaches, this is the only time I'm launching it with only this amount and at this low of a price, right? It's a pilot launch. So I'm launching this, it's $6,000 total investment. It's definitely going up from here, right? This is the pilot launch. It's special. That's why I wanted to let you all know about it first, because you're all so committed being here in person. So you can go to that website and apply if you are interested in it. And also, if you have more questions, like everything's there. There's a FAQ page. You can get all the details. So that's there for you if you want it. And I'm going to take all of your questions for the next 15 minutes because I love this stuff. Okay. Kimberly, I'm so glad. Okay. Okay, so how do you stay in belief when your account is barely paying the bills? Good question. So this is where rewriting your story is going to be so helpful, and focusing in on the vision. So that's where like I would do something where it's like bypassing the brain and I love vision boards, right? I know that they're like totally teenagerish, whatever. Like I've been doing them and it's insane because they actually come to life. So I love a vision board because it kind of bypasses the brain and it just has you looking at images, and it's almost like visualizing the end result without actually like going there in your brain. You're just glancing at it like I would look at it every night. That's what I do. I keep one in my office. So a vision board is really helpful, but I think the thing is you just have to stay as positive as you can and do it one belief at a time, right? So it's like deciding every day. One of my favorite, oh my gosh, I don't remember who taught this. I think it was Eric Butterworth, who, by the way, amazing. I love this author, Eric Butterworth. So good. Lots of stuff on money, lots of stuff on belief work. But what he says is every day I wake up and I make my bed and I make up my mind. And I do this every day. Every day I wake up and I make my bed and I make up my mind. How am I going to think today? How am I going to decide to view today? How am I going to show up thinking from the highest perspective, right? Letting the divine work through me, right? So every day, make your bed and make up your mind. And that's all I'll say. That's the only way to do it, is you have to have the courage to believe without the evidence, and you'll start seeing the evidence. So just that one practice every day could be incredibly powerful. And also maybe start working with someone or getting some books on money mindset. One that I think is really useful to go through is called Overcoming Under Earning, where every chapter there's like questions in there where you can ask yourself, and it's like going to help you uncover your money story. So you can start shifting your beliefs, start questioning them. That's how you do it. So I would definitely do money mindset work and then making your bed and making up your mind. All right. Okay. So Chow says, once I set a specific goal, 2 clients per month for the next 4 months, 20K by a specific date, my brain goes straight to how. Any suggestions how to let go of the how here? So what I might do, Chow, is I might like just go to the end result, because what you're actually saying by I need 2 clients per month for the next 4 months is you're telling the universe how you need to make this money. So instead, I would only focus on the 20K. I would just imagine yourself having made the 20K. What would you be thinking at that point? What would it feel like? How would you know you made it? What would it feel like to have $20,000 from coaching? Right? So only go to that. What you're doing when you're like breaking it down, it has to be 2 clients per 2 month, right? Like then you're getting stuck in the how, and you're blocking the universe from giving you the path of least resistance. Because you don't know how, like you're just, the intention could be, I want to make 20K coaching, right? I don't know how, but I'm going to just show up. I'm going to plant seeds every day. I'm going to take inspired action every day. I'm going to give this my all. And I know I'm going to make that 20K, right? So that's what I would do. And sometimes I do find it useful to drop the timeline too, just to like focus in on that end result. Like I'm making 20K. I know it's in my future, right? I know some of us, like we've been taught, life coach school, that we need to have a deadline. And what I think about that is the way that I see it is I set the deadline like 500K is what I'm going to make this year, but not with the attachment of it having to be that. It's like, no, I know I'm a 500K coach. So what if you could just think like, I'm a 20K coach. Like, I know I'm going to be making 20K. That's what I would do. Let go of like the timeline so much, because I would just drop into the feeling of being a 20K coach. Otherwise our brain starts to, whoo, believe me, I know mine does it too. All right. Y'all asked if there's going to be a replay. Yes, there is going to be a replay, so you can get this. I will send it out tonight. So fun. Thanks, Bryna. Okay. Oh, Whitney asked, yeah, do you think a timeline is necessary? So I would just ask yourself, like, when you set a timeline, how do you feel, right? Like, does it feel inspiring, or does it feel like a sense of urgency? And if it's like that anxiety, urgency, just let go of it, knowing it's going to happen. It's like, I have the intention for this timeline. I want to make this by the end of the year. In fact, I am making it by the end of the year. Just declare it, know it, but not like I have to, right? You all notice the difference? It's like high intention, high involvement, low attachment. I think that's Jack Canfield too. All right. Let's see. Oh, here, Anonymous says, I really want to work for the Life Coach School as a scholars coach. Can I use this to get there? Yes, I have a client actually who used this process, and she is now a full-time scholars coach. She's killing it. And she did it within 6 months of certification. So you 100% can. You can manifest anything using this process. It doesn't just have to be money, although money is so fun to manifest, right? So yeah, you can manifest clarity. I do that all the time when I'm like, I'm not clear. Instead of trying to get clear on something in my head, I do my manifestation workbook. I write it out. I use that thing all the time. If you all don't have it, go to my website afterwards and download it. You can get it for free. I manifest clarity. I'm like, I want clarity around, for instance, I knew I wanted to do a group. I'm like, I want clarity around my group. And it took like, it didn't happen in the time frame I wanted. It was just like, I know, like a few days in, I was like, wait a minute, I'm going to help 20 coaches make 100K. That's going to be awesome. And then the name, like I manifested clarity for the name, and then it came in, right? But I let go of like thinking about it all the time and instead manifested. So yeah, you can manifest anything, which is fun. Okay, so what would you say helped the most shift your scarcity thoughts? I'm so attached to my money story that isn't serving me, but I feel it feels so true for some reason. Yeah, anonymous. So I think one of the top things that has helped me is having a coach with an abundance mindset, because my coach has helped reveal what my scarcity thoughts are that I thought were just facts of the universe. I thought they were just true, right? And she's really helped me to like challenge them. So having a coach or surrounding yourself with people with an abundance mindset, or listen to podcasts on it, anything where there's like a lot of abundance thinking, reading lots of books. I've probably read hundreds of money manifestation and mindset books at this point. And so it's like just consuming like, oh, this is a different way to think about it. This is a different way. So shifting it one thought at a time. Doing your own self-coaching is of course helpful. I do it all the time, or I have done it, especially I did it a lot around money. So all of those things are going to be super useful. And it's really just setting the intention that you want to move into abundance, manifest abundance, right? Like just decide you're a person who's your like end result is abundance. You feel abundant. Feel it. What would it feel like to feel totally abundant? Right? And you can manifest that as well. So there's many different ways. But yeah, for me, I think the biggest thing was like hiring an amazing coach, right? That's why I think I don't know if I shared this with you all, but I sold my Prius, my 2011 Prius, to pay for my first coach. And because I tell her this story all the time, she loves it. I'm like, because I sold my Prius to invest in you, I now drive a Tesla. Like I got to upgrade to a Tesla from investing that, right? Because here's the other thing, like you can't give your power away to someone else. I go all into everything I do. And if some of you all know me from certification and stuff, I'm always the one like raising my hand. I'm always getting coached. I'm always like, help me. Like I go all in with everything I do. So that's why it shifts quickly. All right. So I think, let's see. Oh my gosh, Carolyn says I manifested 3K since the time this webinar started. What? I love that. That is awesome. See, it works, y'all. And that's the other thing is this is a belief that you will all need to let go of immediately, that it takes time to make money. No, it doesn't. Money comes in an instant. It doesn't take time. If you believe it takes time, it will take you time. It doesn't have to. You can make money. You can manifest money quickly. Look at Carolyn. She just manifested 3K on this call. I love it. So freaking fun, you all. So Anonymous asks, when does the retreat kick off for this? It's on July 14th. It's a half day. You can get all the info at jamieberman.com/mastermind. We are going to be manifesting 100K and just manifesting an aligned business, amazing soulmate clients. And we're going to be doing it as a group of amazing, amazing coaches. So I know I'm manifesting like the most amazing people in there. So it's going to be so fun. If you liked this, definitely go sign up for that and apply. And if you want to continue with the manifestation stuff, like I mentioned, I have an awesome workbook that you can literally do once a week, every day. You can grab that on my website as well, jamieberman.com. All right, y'all, this was the most fun. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you got so much out of it. I want to hear your manifestation stories. So follow me on Instagram. I'm at Jamie Berman and then / or whatever you call it. Just look me up, Jamie Berman. I want to hear the stories of what you manifest from this work. I'm going to put the replay out this evening so you can rewatch this if you want, and manifest whatever the heck you want. Manifest some money. I can't wait to hear. I love nothing more than helping coaches and helping humans get rich, because why not? It's an abundant universe, y'all. Like there is so much money out there that you can have. The universe made the Grand Canyon. It made the ocean. It made the most beautiful places on planet Earth. It made you. So why can't you have all the abundance? There is no reason. I'm going to end with this. It is not the most talented, the prettiest, or the luckiest or smartest people who experience great abundance. It is simply those who decide they deserve it. And it is your divine right to be abundant. So claim it, enjoy it. Why not? Be generous with it. We live once. All right, y'all. Love you all.